All right, let me grab it. We should be up on the YouTubes. Give me a second. Josh, tell that joke you know.
I don't know any good ones anymore. I'm married. I don't have good jokes anymore. My life is a joke now.
There we go. Get shareable link.
Yeah, no need to sharpen those humor knives when you're already hitched.
Exactly. It's how you lock down a baddie and you hold her just by being funny.
I got a funny joke about that in just a second. Let me share this out.
Got it going out on Twitter and everything. On X.
Oh, let me do that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in a message real quick. There you go.
Give it to you.
Oh man, it was funny talking about jokes. My wife today was like sending out invitations.
My wife
was sending out invitations for this Halloween party she's throwing, and she wrote the invitation up in her text messages, copy and pasted it in ChatGPT, and said, "Make this sound funny, like make this witty."
Make me witty.
It was like that episode of South Park where like the men are enslaved in the future and they're only used for like semen harvesting and writing jokes.
Oh man,
I can't believe that stupid middle schooler's 6'7" joke made it into South Park.
Oh yeah.
God. It's the only time that's actually been funny.
So where are you guys based out of? I hear the accents. I can't place them.
So
South Carolina.
South Carolina. He's upstate. I'm more like coastal.
Swampland.
Yeah, flat and hot.
Just like your emo women.
Flat and hot.
Let me grab.
Hopefully, we'll start picking up some people shortly.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm still sending out some of the guest links if anyone wants to join them.
Sounds good.
Had to switch to StreamYard. Hey.
Do you guys do like a weekly show?
I tried to, yeah.
He's pretty. I'm hardly ever on it, but he's on it. He's on it on the regular.
Josh is the artist.
With cool people, yeah, talking art, talking philosophy and crazy occult stuff, and
talking smack about Josh.
Yeah, because I can't defend myself.
I tuned into a few. One I recall was with Doug Ernst.
Yeah,
we've had Doug on a couple of times.
Yeah,
Doug's a cool guy.
I got to tune in more though. Just getting ready for this campaign, I've been so scatterbrained.
Oh, dude, and you're over there doing it by yourself too. At least we can kind of bounce stuff off of each other. But I respect the heck out of that, man. Like that's
me too.
You work harder than just about anybody else out there. Like I see you consistently pushing your stuff. It's awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of respect for that. That you don't get up people in everybody's business. You just do your stuff and go, and it's awesome.
Yeah. It's funny though. I usually stay out of the drama, but I'm in one of those DM groups on Twitter.
Oh yeah, we are too. We're in a few of them.
Someone brought up the guy Dan was fighting with. What's his name?
Tyler.
Yeah, and all I said was I wasn't that familiar with him, but what I know besides the covers is that his catchphrase is "Have a silly goose time," which is just unacceptable. I just think that's criminal. And some guy in the room started like giving me shit. And I was like, "Oh, dude, I didn't know you were a fan. I'm just busting balls." Like, holy shit!
I didn't know you were his lover.
Exactly.
Oh, we lost Dan. Well, man, I'm glad you joined us. Hopefully, we'll get a good crowd pulling up in the next little bit and throughout the stream because we want to give away some stuff for sure. But I know we wanted to talk a little bit about the new book that's coming out and kind of some of the world stuff, and we got a lot of stuff to chat about. I don't know if Dan had a plan for the order of events tonight.
I did not.
I'm here for it, man. Like, of course, I loved the first volume of Kolga, but I just started. If I'm saying this right,
Apollyon.
Apollyon.
Yeah,
Apollyon 20XX. Yeah, and that the name Apollyon, it's like a demon, a biblical demon, and then also like from Pilgrim's Progress, which is a really old like Christian fantasy allegory.
No one can offend me more than I offend myself in the miracle. I have to live with me.
No, it's really great so far. My plan was to have a review and a companion sketch like I did the last time, but I don't want to half-ass it.
And no, don't rush it, man. Take your time. I'm just glad you're reading it. Yeah,
I don't want to rush it.
So, yes, before we dive into volume 2 that's coming out, you read volume 1, and it was one of those things where, like, I don't think I knew you ahead of time. I saw you put out the review and thought it was so dope that you did your own artwork and stuff. Like, how did you end up finding Kolga Volume 1 the first time? Like, how did you end up with the first volume of Kolga?
Oh, it pleases me that you asked that, because then now I have an opportunity to shout out the lovely K-pop Katie. Her show.
Oh yeah, we love her.
That's where
awesome.
Yeah, that's where I discovered it. And I put on Twitter today, I wasn't joking, like, of course, the idea sounded awesome and what was described, but that cover, that's when I backed it. I'm like, that is such a... I was just looking at it before. I love everything about this cover. Like the colors, the concept, the mysterious aspect of it. I'm so envious of this cover.
I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that was like one of the first real pictures of the character that we dropped, and we got pretty good reactions to that cover. Hopefully people will be excited about the cover reveal tonight. But I'm glad you enjoyed the first volume. I love that you picked up on some of the influences. Like obviously, like Guyver was a big thing that you connected with. Like, oh, I see the designs of that. So that was really cool. So Dan, do you want to kind of maybe look at the story so far to catch people up, and then we'll dive into a little bit of what's coming in volume 2?
Yeah. One thing real quick. Can you turn your input volume down just a little bit, Josh, or Mike?
Yeah,
I know we had it up for Discord.
Yeah, I can do that. Is that a little better?
Yep. All right, let me grab a book real quick.
Yeah. I loved volume 1. And like I said, it was just so cool to be invited for this cover reveal, given how much I loved volume 1's cover. So just by the sneak peeks you guys have shown, I'm so stoked. I'm
hoping it kicks some people's asses, man. It's a
hell yeah
cool cover. I'm excited about it. It's been hard to sit on. Like, we released a lot of little promo art stuff, but like it's been hard to sit on the cover because I'm so excited about it. So I'm glad that tonight we get to put it out there.
All right, let me share my screen. Get this up.
Share your screen, boy.
Boy.
It's nothing but dick pics.
Yeah. They're not even mine. All right, let me pull this up. I'm going to boomer this. I know it.
I'm going to boomer this.
Yeah, all right. I'll pull up the chapter 1 preview of volume 1 that can be read on our website for free. This is we don't do this. We really don't shill well. Like we especially on our own page, or on our own channel. So I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to shill us a little bit. So what we've got here is our website, godfilluniverse.com. If you go here, you can actually go to free to read, and you can read the chapter 1 of each volume 1 of Kolga of Apollyon 20XX. This is a shared universe, by the way. Apollyon takes place like 1,000, 2,000 years before Kolga. You can read the Apollyon 20XX Apocrypha, which is these stories that are in world that may be true or may not be true of Apollyon, that are all prose and poetry and photography works and stuff. You can read Lamentations, Revelations, Incarnations, Invocations, and Incantations. I think it's like 300 or 400 pages worth of stuff that you can just read.
Hard.
Oh yeah, and
we do, man. That's the plan. We certainly tried to.
And for Kolga 2 that we're talking about tonight, and we're launching soon, it's going to be at least 100-page codex that's going to go with it. That is basically like her notes of how the BioPhile Initiative came to be and stuff. So nice. Let me pull up volume 1.
If you like lore, like if lore is your thing, you're going to get a lot more lore with Kolga volume 2 with that codex. We don't like to dump a bunch of that in the book itself. Like we don't want just a bunch of exposition. We like the book to move, although we're dropped a lot of hints in this book that kind of point towards bigger lore. But that codex is for the lore hounds. It's going to be just deep dive on the world that this stuff happens in. So if that is people's thing, like that's coming too, and we're excited about it.
Oh, that's a great way to go about it.
So volume 1, we get this. If you're not familiar with the world, we get this introduction here. The world was formless and void in its birth and nearly became so in its death. It was God and the power of its voice that rebuilt the world. Empires rose and fell. Angels were born and buried. History was lost in the ashes of war, and God fell silent. In our world, the being known as God is pretty much an omnipotent thing. And if you read all of Apollyon, which should be done maybe a year or two, because we're putting out volume 3 next year, and then volume 4, and then volume 5. So maybe in the next 2 years, Josh, you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. At least in the next 2 years.
Yeah, we're
still on the fence as to whether we're going to split the final volume into 2, because it's going to get really apocalyptic. It's literally the end of our world and the beginning of the Godfo universe. So we're on the fence about whether we want to split that into 2 and just make it really big and epic or not. But we're still kind of in the process of that. The story's done. It's just a matter of figuring out like how we're going to deliver it.
Yeah.
How would you
go ahead? I'm sorry.
How would you sum up the Godfo universe, like in the briefest way? Not that I'm short for time, but just I'm curious because you guys have so much lore and it's so awesomely dense. So how would what is the Godfo universe like?
All right, so that's a great question. So like he's got the timeline up here, and I know it looks like an MCU movie release timeline or something, but it's out there. And we start with Apollyon 20XX. That's set in basically our world decades from now, but not much more than decades from now. So that's why it's 20XX. It's 20 something of our world. Nice. And the way Apollyon ends sets up the creation of this being that becomes known as God. And then from that point on, all the way through the rest of our timeline, we have different people, some of them thousands of years removed from each other, who interact with this thing that everyone is subservient to, but also manipulated by, and in turn manipulate God himself in their own ways too. It becomes this ugly thing that's going on. And anybody who realizes like there's something deeper, but beyond this, that's evil, there's something that I don't want to bow to, they get labeled a Godfo. And so the whole universe is different eras of people interacting with that thing and saying, I stand against that. And the battle that they face, and then also just the impact of that being on the world at different times and how they react to it. So we have these different eras, the Great Kings. I don't know if you can see Great Kings on there as an era that's almost going to be like when I finish volume 2 of Kolga, I'm going to start writing those Great King books. They're going to be kind of like little pulp novels, like the old Conan the Barbarian type things, kind of pulpy fantasy. And then the BIOPHILE Initiative in the middle is that's where Kolga's timeline is set up. And that's a group of people who decide to essentially find a way to leave this world behind, leave this planet behind before everything goes to hell. And then she, of course, is a part of that initiative. In fact, she's the final remaining biophile from that initiative, and she's the only one left. And so we tell her story, and then at the end of the timeline is the Black Star novels, the first of which is written. It's going through maybe one more edit, and then we'll probably release the first novel in that series. It's like a full-length prose novel. Will probably come out next year as well. So yeah, it's essentially just the idea of like there is a timeline created where this thing is God, or at least is recognized as God, and there's a lot of people that are not happy about that.
So a lot of the protagonists are God foes.
Yeah, that's they are labeled God foes. They're treated like terrorists because they stand against that existing power structure. And, they all do it in different ways. And some of it's more dark fantasy, some of it's full blown sci-fi, but it allows us to tell a lot of different types of stories with all the same, like, kind of connective tissue. And it's where you can read one thing in a vacuum and enjoy it and have a complete story. But if you want to read these other things, they enrich each other and they tell a much larger story. Without you can dip in anywhere and have a good time and not feel like, oh, I've got to do all my studying and all. But the work is there, the lore is there if you want it. And we're starting to really, with volume 2 of Kolga and with this codex, we're really going to start opening up the world some and letting people see what the myths and the legends and all the stuff behind the things that are existing in these different timelines.
Yep.
Ah, dude, I'm stoked.
We are too, man.
So you guys alternate the writing of books? Like,
take a stab at that, Dan.
Josh is a fantastic writer and artist. I'm just a writer. I had the original idea of the Godfoe universe before it had a name, because I was in a band and I wanted to like make a concept album. And I had made the album. I had basically recorded everything but the drums myself. I think Andy did the bass, I think, too. Josh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I wanted like this cool. I had this idea and these creatures, the mechanical kind of like mecha things. Josh did the art for it. I might have it. Hold on, I got it laying around. Give me a second.
Nice.
Yeah, it started with him just saying, "Hey, could you draw some of these characters for the album?"
Oh, that's my initial project that I started before this. The one I currently have was a concept album.
Nice.
So what kind of music do you play? I know that's getting us off topic, but like what's
Oh yeah, really quick. I played like in alternative rock bands when I was younger. Then I did like the singer-songwriter thing, like in the MySpace era. And I just started to realize, like, as much as I love music, love playing, I wasn't really cut out to like. You really have to like sacrifice in a certain way.
It's a grind, man. We did it for years. You talk about thankless work.
Yeah. So the beautiful thing about comics is it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. Like, it's a lot more flexible. It's still obviously hard work, but it's you don't have those other like restraints or conditions.
You don't have a drummer that won't show up on time and a bass player who can't keep up and
exactly
a guitarist who thinks it's all his project.
Nothing worse than a bad drummer, man. Like you get a guy that has a set, can't keep time, and you don't have to tell him, like, dude, you just lack this basic fundamental thing to do this.
There are countless stories of drummers getting the sack. Like, it's just
dude, it's always a drummer, man. It's always a drummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did that, and Josh and he had this I don't want to dox you, Josh. I'm not. Anyway,
I don't care.
He at the time lived near a beach, in the South, and he had a little condo there, and so we would just go there for the weekend and like leave the girlfriends, leave the wives or whatever, and we'd get like beer and bad anime and just like watch that all weekend and drink and maybe make some burgers and just started talking and like we're both into the same stuff, and like I said, Josh is as or more well read than I am, and like a writer as well, and it just grew. Like it kind of just grew naturally over what 10 years.
Yeah, but at this point, yeah, like it just because it was originally these little short stories to kind of inform the background of this album, and then it started getting more epic. We started realizing like there's actually a story here, and then what started to happen is we get these ideas that felt connected to that story, but really different. And then within an afternoon, it would turn into, well, this is a whole era that we could do stories in. And then we get so caught up in that one, they're like, we forget like the other era doesn't even matter as much as this new one does. And then there's another era. And like over time, we realized we got such a huge story that we could write and do art and do books and comics of this until the day we die and not run out of content.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
exactly. That's so.
And
cool.
then our biggest hope is that as it grows, as we get our fan base and get a platform, hopefully we can open up the door for as many people as want to come play in these sandboxes. Like we want to canonize people's fan fiction. In fact, we've already started doing that. We got some guys who have already contributed some short stories and things, and we just take those and we give them a certain amount of criteria that, like, as long as it fits within this criteria, like it's canon to our universe. And we want
this story here, Apollyon Incantations, is by a guy named Addison Brody. He's been on the podcast. He's like our guest host, and he'd be here tonight. He just couldn't make it, but he wrote this entire short story. I think it's like 80 pages. It's almost like a novella, and it's fantastic. It's actually about a guy in a punk band who sees behind the world and sees that like the Order, the bad guys from Apollyon 20XX are kind of pulling the strings, and he thinks he's going crazy, and he kind of starts like a cult, like an evil kind of like destroy the world cult, anarchy cult through it. It's really good. It's kind of like a Hey, what's up, BA? If you want to come on, man, I sent a link to you in Twitter if you want to jump on.
LBA Turner, great dude.
We got is it DK Clemens? Notice the Akira shirt. Yeah, dude, it's like my favorite movie of all time. Yep. I've watched Akira so many times, and I see something new in it every time.
I'm assuming you have the 4K version.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I love it.
Josh got the 5K version with crayons.
I remember the first time that I ever saw Akira. It was on I had this bootleg VHS tape that somebody had like recorded off of TV, and it was subtitled, and it was like, even then it was like blew my mind.
Yep.
That's how when I first saw Evangelion, it was on like my buddy had ripped it from some fourth party site with like bad like fan dubs, and it blew my mind. Like this sucks, but this is awesome.
Dude,
Cole,
wing like that.
We got you a backer, Michael.
There you go.
Cole King is a great guy.
Cole's the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was going to say before he did that he was awesome, and now he's just extra awesome. Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Rev? Yeah, I sent you a link too, man. If you want to jump on. So, yeah, and what's actually funny is Kolga was one of the later story ideas we had.
Yeah.
We had Apollyon kind of came out of nowhere too, but Kolga, like I tell this story a lot, but it's integral to it. Like Josh and I weren't thinking of comic books ever. We were just writing stories. We're both writers, but I mean, again, he's an artist. We're both musicians. And 2020 happened, COVID happened, and then my brother took his own life. And that's like the moment that changed for me, was like, I want to do something. Like I want to do things. Like I'm tired of, just not doing it. I had put out music albums before. I'd done all this other kind of stuff, but I can't draw to save my life. So we kind of started mapping out just this idea of a comic book, and it became BIOPHILE KOLGA. And this was after we'd already written the entire first novel, The Black Star, that comes out later. and Josh and I mapped out 100 issues of Kolga, and we were going to pitch it to Dark Horse and who else, Image and all that. And we did a whole first issue and sent it to them. You know, they didn't like it apparently, and decided, well, we'll condense some of these bigger, like longer arcs, these issues, into 100-page books and go manga style with it. So the arc that is in BIOPHILE KOLGA 1 was originally 12 issues, and I cut it down to 6 chapters of the manga format. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like it's the manga format, you know?
It's kind of that digest size. Yeah. It's that idea that you're not just getting like a 24-page issue. You kind of get a whole chapter, a whole story at once.
That's exactly what that's pretty much what I'm doing. Yeah. Over 100.
Yeah, and it's cool for people to not have to wait, and especially with indie books, and that's not a slight to anybody. I know how hard it is to make stuff.
Yeah.
But like when you back sometimes these, especially when it's a volume 1 and you back it, you don't know if you're going to get a second issue or if it's going to be 5 years before you get another issue. So like if you like it and like, man, I want more of it, you're not guaranteed you're ever going to get more or how long it's going to be. So we figured let's go ahead and give people a bunch all at once.
Dude,
give them a lot.
I'm so with you.
That's like Apollyon. You said you started volume 1 of Apollyon. It's like almost, was it 200 something pages?
Almost
300 pages.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. I was like, oh yeah, these guys invited me on here, so let me do a review. And I was like, okay,
crap, this thing's coffee table
do
book.
That yeah, I was like, the only way I'm going to do that is to half-ass it. And it's too deserving of better. So yeah, I don't want to do that.
Well, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate everybody out there in the chat. And again, if y'all want to hop in, we'd love to have y'all on here.
Yeah, that's what the link's out. Michael, I love your colors, man. That's what really drew me to your art. Outside of like the art itself, that's what I like about Josh's art, other than like he's my friend and I work with him, is that it seems like a lot of people, especially digital, are not like very bold or courageous with colors now for some reason.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you have so much available to you.
That's another thing that drew me to the book when who was on Kate? I'm so scatterbrained. Which of you was on Katie's show?
I think it was me.
I think it was Dan. I did an episode with her a while back, but Dan was the one that was on there that first time.
Yeah. Katie's awesome, man. Shout out to K-pop. Katie is probably one of the best platformer in indie comics, I think.
Oh, yeah, she's incredible. We love her.
Hey, you're both handsome, bearded gentlemen, so yeah, I get confused. You know what I mean?
Which one of us is more insulted, Josh?
He called you handsome, man. Katie rocks, and
yeah,
we got a lot of good exposure out of just being on that show. And we love knowing people like her, people like you. Just like there's cool people out there making stuff that they care about, doing things that they care about.
And I've used this term a lot to describe you, Michael, but it's true. It's like punk rock. That's the main thing I find missing from indie comics. Is like, you go to indie comics to like, it needs to be like an old punk show where like it's a little bit dangerous and you might get hurt and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I appreciated when you said that the other day. Yeah, like you guys are saying, you know, like there's a lot of ways to do it in indie comics. And I grew up. I mean, I'm wearing a black Spider-Man shirt, so I grew up with cape shit. But by the time it got to where I decided I was going to make a comic, like there's so many influences. Like and so many people are doing cape shit that I was like, let me do something different. And you guys are clearly doing something different.
Well, and you know, you look at indies. Indie has changed a lot. Indie doesn't mean the same thing anymore. Like you talk about indie, people talk about Image and Dark Horse and stuff. And I know that technically that stuff's independent, but it's not like it used to be. Like I remember back in the day when you got an indie book, you know, it was something that was way grittier than anything Marvel or DC would put out. It was stuff that was coming out that definitely didn't have a Comics Code Authority. You know, I think about those old Ninja Turtles that were so gritty and like, man, that's the stuff that I miss in comics, and I love seeing books come out that embrace the whole not mainstream, like we were saying, punk rock aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's just the attitude of like no boundaries, throw it all out there.
Exactly.
It's the Rev. You need Rev. You need some WWE entrance music, man.
That's my fault. I should have played it.
He's got a 3D glasses on.
That's
by the way, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh, did you intend your color palette to look so great in 3D?
I'm glad it worked for you. That might be the drugs, though.
Wait, on your side or my side?
Both.
It doesn't matter, dude.
You're connecting through the ether. Like,
it would be dope to do a 3D like special one day.
You would just pull your wiener out.
Nah, nobody'd be able to see it.
It's painted in blue and red.
Do you guys remember the video game Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I had that on Super NES.
When he popped on, that's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, nice.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, it's 100% is.
Seen you on a.
What's happening, man?
I don't know, about 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 streams or something. You know.
Have you guys met before?
Wait, have we met before?
Awkward silence. They met in a bar.
Dude, you know what it is? I have you guys so small that I can barely make out features, and I definitely can't see names from here. So
he's like, I take it back. You're not handsome.
Yeah. You guys look better from afar when I'm not wearing my lenses. You know,
and my eyes are open.
My eyes are half open. Yeah, that kind of thing.
oh.
How's Gray Cloudy doing?
What's up, bud? Hill Hod. All right. Kneel before Hod.
Hodor.
Oh, Hill Godfoot. Yeah, what's up, Greg? Glad you could make it, man. And he said, Rev, hit him up after this.
Oh, yeah.
Nigga, I'll hit him up.
So, yeah, to catch people up, you're right, Josh. Kolga 1, the story of Biophile Kolga is in her youth, she worked with these, she was actually betrothed to a brilliant guy named Marcus the Blood Usher. And he worked for these people called the Families, and they were kind of like the elite of their time. And their secret is they're basically vampiric. They don't use that term because that term doesn't exist, but they have to get their blood recycled. And what they've done is kind of set up an aristocratical way to do it, so they're not feeding on people. So she is betrothed to him, and he discovers a secret, which is that these people are parasitic and they're dying. So he teams up with Silius, the Divisor, who at this time is also noticing that the O, which is like our magic system that comes from God, they call it the Spirit of God, has kind of been acting up, and things are kind of going wrong in the world. And all of these supernatural forces, as they see it, there's no supernatural forces in our books, but the technology is so advanced that it's like magic to them. The whole world's kind of going like off kilter. So her response and their response is to push it even worse, kind of accelerate it and then get off the planet. So they do it. Basically, they kind of lead her in particular. She uses witch magic from a witch that she's learned that she didn't even know at the time, to kind of start a communist revolution of sorts. Like, she destabilizes the entire society. And after it's over, the people she's working with have either left or they're dead. And she's left alone to live out the rest of her life dealing with the after effects of this entire thing. Well, near the end of her life, she's been collecting all of these things, trying to piece together the supernatural elements that have happened that she saw. And near the end of her life, she goes to somewhere called the Acolyte's Manor, which is right here. And she's returned to her youth, and she can recover from injuries. She basically has a healing factor now. And to her, this is a curse. Like, this is a terrible thing. She was ready to die. She's lived her whole life. she knows that God is not God in our universe, and she knows that there's something going on that controls everything, and she doesn't like it. So you pick up from there with book 1. And book 1 is all about the past is coming back after her. She's acquired this thing that's called the Eye of the Fallen, which again, to them, is this magical kind of demonic force. And she slowly realizes that this thing is kind of part of this dark god behind everything that is pulling the strings and making the world basically parasitic. Is that a good description, Josh?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So book 1 is about her and her ward, June, here facing a witch from her past. And every single person that knows any kind of magic, is involved in any kind of the occult in their world, as they call it, is after this eye that she has.
And
So
his name is Stu, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
He is stupendous.
Best character in the book.
Stupendous. He chose the name Stupendous because he didn't know what a name was, and they said that's what people call you, and he said, well, I want to be called Stupendous. So they shortened it to Stu. So that's book 1 in a nutshell. I mean, there's other, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's these kind of other villains that are in the background. Book 2, which will reveal the cover in a little bit, will pick up immediately after this. And not to give spoilers away, but Kolga is attacked in her house by a villain who violates her house, mind, body, and soul. On every level, he has just completely like eviscerated everything she thought. And secrets of June's past are revealed. Secrets of Stu's past are kind of revealed, and then even more questions are raised as to the relationship between Kolga and the Witch of Or, who is the villain from the first book. You want to pick it up from there, Josh?
What? How hard would it be to go ahead and throw that trailer up?
You can do that. Roll that beautiful meme footage.
Yeah, well, that can kind of give us a good sense of at least the tone of the new volume.
Who got that tone?
The guitar tone.
Oh,
I really like the shadows.
Yeah, Josh, go into that.
We get a little bit of a hint about where those come from in this volume.
They come from Guyver.
Yeah, they do.
Let me just say, I zoomed in on my iPad, Reverend Self-Destruct. Now I know who you are. Now I got
and
you.
He's like, get bent.
One of those guys. Yeah. What's up?
He said, I didn't forget what you did with my mom.
You don't got to take it there.
Let me,
whatever.
let me add a.
So sometimes I don't even know who I am, but I've been around. And I've seen you around too, but
yeah,
I don't think we've had any interaction at all, right?
Well, you should.
Yeah, both of y'all are awesome dudes.
All right.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to play the trailer. I have not been great with getting the music to play on here, so let me know if it works.
Yeah, mine's
good.
Went through?
Yeah.
All
Seems
right.
to be.
How do I? There we go.
How do I?
Now I can't scroll too far. You guys might see my ASMR recommendations and still all my girls. So all right. Gray, I highly recommend the first one. I can't wait for the second one. Thank you so much, Gray. I appreciate it. Here you go. Josh did this together for us. I think it worked out.
Wow. Dope vibe.
Too cool.
Thank you. So
I
yeah,
saw that
leading
in the DM, and I was like,
Yeah,
Can't
it
wait
turned
to
out,
see it again.
it turned out pretty dope. Yeah, and we're leaning a lot more into the horror, I guess. In this one, there was some horror in volume 1, but I think this volume's definitely more, I guess, gorier, a little bit more body horror in this one. Although I don't know, there were some moments in volume 1 that were pretty gnarly, but yeah. You mentioned the shadows, and by the time of Kolga, the shadow things they're kind of ubiquitous. Like they're the ultimate weapon at that point. Like they're kind of the standard military standard, but they're living suits. They're organic suits, and they do have a pretty ancient background, and we get just a hint of where they come from in this volume. And I don't want to spoil that, but we get there's some stuff that you can look at and start connecting the dots of where those suits came from. But the idea was, initially Dan and I were trying to figure out what these shadows would look like. He had created the idea of them in the novel, if I'm not mistaken, right? In the first Black Star.
That's where they started, yeah.
And we kept going back and forth on what these things should look like, and I had drawn several versions of it, and I wanted all of them to have that biological armor thing that Guyver had. The idea of a suit that can close up on you, come on you like that. And we knew we wanted it to have the eyes, which is more than just a aesthetic choice. There's a lore reason why those eyes are the way they are. And it worked, but it never quite took off. We're like, it needs something. And Dan, you were looking at, what was it? Your which figure was it that you were looking? Yeah, one of your action figures.
Darth Revan.
Yeah, Darth Revan. He was looking at that figure and he said, "Give it a tail." And like when we added a tail to that design, it's like it opened up everything. It's like, look, imagine how much more you could more powerful you'd be as a fighter if you have a tail with a mouth on it that you can work with. And so like the tail is what really opened up everything for us to make it such a fun thing to draw. So now like fight scenes with the shadows are so much fun to plan out and to draw and to take advantage of what how they can use those tails to really do damage. And if you're fighting somebody that's got a shadow and you don't have one yourself, like you're screwed.
Yeah.
No, it can be a grappling hook, like I think that was the first
I mean, you
panel
can
I
throw
saw.
things.
It was
You
like
can stop people
hooking off of the wall to launch.
Yeah, it's
forward,
like
and then it's such in the guy's chest.
Yeah, we have a good friend of ours who owns a jiu-jitsu studio here in the town that I live in, and Dan brought the idea of it up to him. He's like, "How much would it change jiu-jitsu if you had a tail?" He's like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like,
nerd talking the jiu-jitsu. No joke.
Oh, he's a nerd too, man. But yeah, this idea, I stole it from the still suits from Dune before Dune was in my opinion, ruined by Villeneuve. I wanted to have this kind of full body thing, and I actually wasn't even really familiar with the Guyver at all until Josh was like, "Oh man, like I love the Guyver, I can pull some of that." But we kind of wanted just to do kind of like a living suit idea, not like a symbiote by any means. It's not sentient really, but just you want some kind of unique combat system for your sci-fi fantasy. You know what I mean? And you can only do different types of swords for so long.
Although we do get a pretty awesome sword in Volume 2 of Kolga.
Yep.
Yeah, she's at the end of Volume 1. She's creating it.
And like we the third
tails,
eye here
reminds me of so cool. The tails also remind me of the Frieza race from Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah,
Little evocative.
Man, Frieza's I love that little dude.
I love that little bastard.
I love your monkeys.
Yeah. He's a horrible monster, but
he really is.
He's great, yeah.
I watched Super
So
Broly
cool.
not too long ago, and I was like, God dang, I love Frieza.
Didn't
Hell
Broly
yeah.
kill him in that? Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
I don't remember if he killed. I don't think he killed him, but he definitely was. Dude, the power scaling on Broly was crazy.
I went to the theater to see that. I was so stoked. I had never seen a Dragon Ball movie in the theater.
I went and saw the superhero movie from, I guess, a couple years ago, a year ago.
Oh,
Time
Yeah,
time
was
kind
it
of
2
runs
years
together.
ago, 2 or 3?
It's been a little while now, but I
Yeah.
went and saw that one, and that was the first time I'd seen Dragon Ball in the theater.
what did you think?
Yeah, it was fun.
Dude, it's kind of crazy that anime is in theaters now. Like our local theaters playing the Chainsaw Man movie right now.
Oh,
Dude,
the
they're
Shawshank
Demon
Man.
Slayer had this.
Yeah, Demon Slayer got a theatrical release. It's kind of wild how much that has become a mainstream thing now.
It's only going to get bigger with those hits.
Yeah, that stuff is. Now, have y'all seen how the creators are getting a lot of crap for the new One Punch Man season? How like phoned in all the animation is, and like that dude had to delete his Twitter, and like everybody's hating on him for it because it like he reuses scenes from one episode into another episode, and like it apparently it's pretty terrible.
Don't tell them about Evangelion's ending.
Right.
Which ending? There's about
The original one where like, it devolved into like scratches, and I love it. Like I love it. I love everything Evangelion. That's what I saw in theaters last year. Was End of Evangelion, best movie I've ever seen in theaters or ever will. Like,
I'm envious.
I was so pissed I didn't get to go see that one. I could not make it work.
The End of Ava VHS box set. That's like that's what I gave myself for Christmas last year.
Too cool.
It only cost about $800.
Nah, I got it for a deal.
Yeah,
I got kids, Rev. I can't just be buying stuff.
I did think like it's such a cool set too because it came with like the like a little plush version of the mass-produced Avas and like all kinds of cool things. And Japan knows how to package stuff, dude.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Especially their pilots. I never got into Demon Slayer, and maybe I should rewatch it. I think I saw like the first episode, but it after like when I saw it, it wasn't like a thing, and then it just took off, and I was like,
"Oh my gosh, huge fast." Yeah. It's one of those
I never saw it.
Like, I know I would enjoy it, but there's so much of it now. It's not like as much as One Piece, but it's still enough that that's like, man, I don't know if I got time to commit to starting something yet. That's gonna go that long.
Yeah, it's daunting. For sure.
So, Rev, what have you been up to lately, man? Fill us in.
I've been I'm emotionally exhausted today. Not emotionally exhausted, but emotionally exhausted. I've just been running and going today.
I gotcha. I had a couple of days like that last month.
So I was like, yeah, I want to come around for this, but I'm like, I'm gonna be like an hour late or something. I'm like, nah, I can come a little. I can come sooner.
He's coming all the time.
Or the Arnold that said that about weightlifting.
Yeah. Coming all the time.
He's not wrong. Weightlifting does make you feel better.
Yeah, it really does. It's hard to convince yourself to do it, though.
I just hated running.
Bless your Michael.
Michael, you and BA should get up. You're both like actually in shape.
there's only BA. He smokes me. Like every other time I see him, he's like bigger. I'm like, what the hell?
It's like Bane.
For real.
He said, "Get good, nerd."
Let me see if I can share
because I'm an airhead. What platform are you launching on? Remember?
It
So-
should be Kickstarter.
Yeah, if we can get it to finish doing its crap and we're probably going to do Fund My Comic too.
Yeah.
I think we're going to drop Indiegogo. Like Indiegogo, all these changes they've made have made it almost impossible to get a campaign running. Like they have really screwed up. I don't, unless we can
Dude,
just
I
somehow
launched
manage to
the
make it work
week
out.
they changed.
Oh,
Yeah.
What screwed us is that we're a business technically, and it's asking us to upload these documents that just don't exist. It wanted something from last year from the government that had a certain number for us that I've never seen, I've never heard of, and like we don't get a yearly. Yeah, we don't get a yearly letter or anything from the government for our LLC, and I don't know what they want. And good luck with their support. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to end up just having to bypass them. Well, we're probably going to do Fund My Comic again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a good experience with them.
Yeah. So,
Kickstarter, I built it. I built the campaign. I'm just waiting for Kickstarter to approve it, and they're kind of being prissy about it.
But yeah, that's probably
It takes like 3 days at least. And I've been waiting, and like they were like, you need to add more stuff. You need to add more stuff, and they made these weird suggestions that had nothing to do with our thing. They were like, you need to tell people why they should invest in your story. I'm like, okay, thanks, Mom, but like, what be doing? Cole says Indiegogo is going to be like GameFound. I think a lot of people are going to be put off by it, both creators and backers.
Yeah, I think so too, and it's a shame because honestly, Indiegogo was our favorite platform.
It was easy, yeah,
for everything we've done up to this point. But like the way it is now, I'm probably not going to ever use them again.
No, not.
It seems mostly like geared towards all this like new tech stuff, like some game consoles or some hoverboard type crap. And
Indiegogo shut down the government.
I'm almost always accidentally clicking on some like handheld device they're pushing on the homepage. Like, I try to go to my campaign, and it's like clicking on some weird pilot looking thing from like 2003. I don't even understand what's going on.
Yeah, like a Palm Pilot or whatever.
Yeah, like it's like what? I don't get it, but yeah,
it's a Palm Pilot that can pilot drones as well.
You know how many insurgents you can take out with that?
At the click of a touch screen, you know.
And my brother was into IT and stuff, and he got an original Palm Pilot, and he somehow built it into an MP3 player like before they existed. He like hand wired it up to his truck, and like had converted the files. I don't know if they were MP3 files at the time. They were something, and he had like built it, and it was like a pre iPod, because I think I think that technology was kind of going around and like early internet before the iPod, of course, and before all that stuff. But I remember he had done it through a Palm Pilot, and I was like, man, this is the coolest thing ever. We were listening to like whatever was popular in 2001. I think Ball with the Ball by Kid Rock had just come out. There's probably some Creed on there.
Yeah, dude. Man, I'll still bounce to some Creed, man.
Man, Scott Stapp was not a bad singer. People make fun of like how he sings, but like it's crazy. Like
he has a strong voice.
Make sure your links work in the description. Which description?
Yeah. All of them lately, like the last 3 or 4, like 404ing.
Oh, it's probably because they're probably going to the old Indiegogo link campaign that's not up anymore.
No, they have the link will end in a ... or something.
Serious?
Huh. Yeah, I've been telling you in the room for a couple of times, but
it's probably buried by all the other stuff in the room.
I'm like, exactly. But I'm like, I gotta tell Dad about this. But
cold man, dropping some truth.
You know.
KS is still the best place for comics, but you got to stand out. I'm going to see a mainstream IPs and porn comics.
Was it really a porn comic if it's just we'll just like bait Dan into something like are titties really porn? You know?
I don't think
it only has 18 different variant covers of massive jugs.
My beef is not even like nudity or pornography. It's dishonesty. That's my beef.
Yeah.
It's like if you're selling like something cool that is edgy, man, go for it. When it's like it's cheap and it's lame and it's clearly just to like get your numbers up, that's when I'm like, man, this is some corporate BS. Like,
kind of, yeah. Well, it's a scheme, yeah.
yeah.
I saw one comic that had about, I think it had like at least, okay, so probably 8 different covers or 9 different covers, and then there were 9 or 8 or 9 uncensored covers or whatever, right? And I'm like, okay, that's their scheme. And I'm like, where are the pages?
Yeah.
So eventually I scrolled through and found some of the pages, or some of the little parts of the pages, and I'm like, okay, that actually looks kind of good, but I don't know. You put like 1.5 pages up and about 18 covers up, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of covers, Dan, we'll go ahead and start a reveal on our volume 2 cover.
Yeah, man. I finally figured out how to share it from where I am, so it's great. All right, there you go.
There it is.
Sweet. 3D glasses back on.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah.
So
Look at that.
Go ahead, Josh. You made it.
I was going to say, look at that eye and that green and the orange. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Cole. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Thanks, everybody. So yeah, we wanted to let the first volume was a little bit more subdued and just suggestive. This one, I think we got, obviously blood just dripping down her neck and her face. We've got stew in her head right now with the flames going up in her eyes, and remnants of the witch's mask in front of her. And the transformation that she goes through in this volume, she goes through some really intense personal growth, I think, even though it happens in a short amount of time. A lot happens in a really short amount of time, and there's a lot of intensity to her storyline in volume 2. And, I don't know, I wanted to capture the horror vibes, capture the tone, lean more into those cool colors this time rather than as much of the first volume was very warm looking. This one's a little cooler. But
dude, like not just the colors, like that stare, like she's looking through you. I love that, man.
I appreciate it, man. There's some pretty cool stuff happens with her in this volume. She gets a new weapon, like we've mentioned, a sword, which I don't think it's a spoiler to say that her sword that she's creating in this one is called Witchbreaker, right, Dan?
Yep.
And it's a sword that specifically she makes it in a way so that like it pretty much cannot be affected by the magic system of this world. So like she can literally dig through the ditches and burn through the witches.
So the magic system is basically, think of this, we call it O, and it's an energy that is invisible that travels through everything. And it's kind of it powers the earth. It powers all technology that they use. It also holds the earth together. It's kind of like the unified theory of gravity and electrical magnetic forces. And they view it as a magic system because it's so old, it's been around so long, and it's created by what they call old metal, which is Imperial metal in Apollyon 20XX. So 1,000 years later, Imperial metal has taken over the world basically, and you have a new magic system that didn't exist before. So what she has done is use Stu, the eye, and his fire, which is O fire. And think of it this way, it's kind of like lightning with electric particles. They come together and obliterate everything. So she uses that to melt down ore, and whatever doesn't burn, she realizes, O doesn't affect it, which means magic doesn't affect it, which means God doesn't affect it. And this is all going to be in the codex, which we'll promote, more this month. But we kind of give not in this book, but in the codex that's going to be with this book that will come with it if you buy it. She gives a detailed list of the magic system and how it works within their worldview. So she builds this sword that she can put Stu in and wield without him burning anything up that she doesn't want. And it can cut through and it can cut through the magic system because she understands how it works. So the interesting thing with Kolga, there's a lot of interesting things with Kolga, but the thing is, she is a person who has literally seen that the god of their world is not a god and has found a materialist way to break it and get through it. And she alone basically has to live with that knowledge.
Too cool. And let me tell you, as someone with a comic or crowdfunding a comic right now where the villains are witches, I am so upset that I did not think of Witchbreaker for something like a move. It's a fighting story, so like a move called Witchbreaker would be so good. And you guys took it first. I'm happy for you guys, but it sucks for me.
I'm not backing it now. What's going to be so fun is, like, if you've read the first volume, you know how ridiculous a character is. Stu is like one of those guys that's like, he's so goofy and funny right up until the moment when he's terrifying. Yeah. And like, she's going to be fighting with him in the sword. So she's going to be fighting. He's going to be running his mouth the whole time she's fighting. Like, the sword's just going to be mouthing off at people like the whole time.
So cool.
Reading it, I got this sense that Dan was writing everything else, but Josh was the voice of Stu.
That's not
actually my friend. I got a friend here that lives near me named Michael. You know him, Josh. I'm not going to use his last name. Michael G. And his voice is actually what I picture when I write Stu's voice, because he's a totally normal guy, but man, like he's funny and he can go into like this weird corporate voice where he goes, "Hello," like he can do like a whole narration like this, and like it's purposefully obnoxious, and I'm like, that's what I think of when I think of Stu. Is I would just think of him and working with him. Like, I'm just gonna write exactly what he would say and how he would be.
That's great.
Well, yeah, I am pretty wild sometimes. Like, we have
crazy.
A mutual friend who Dan ran into a while back. He's like, "Oh yeah, Josh said he saw you the other day." He's like, "Yeah, Josh was off his meds."
I'm going to say this about everything. Like, I know I come off harsh on Twitter, and I don't mean to. Like, 90% of it is meant to like laugh at. If you guys knew Josh is way meaner than me. Like in person, like Josh is the kind of guy that if it's raining and you're wet, he'll give you the shirt off his back, but he's going to call you a retard while he does it. Like he won't do anything good without taking you down a notch.
That's fair.
Oh, dude, I'm from New Jersey. We're all like that here.
I tell people abuse is my love language, man. Like,
Jersey's a fun place, man. I've never been up there, but everyone I've met from there, like, I gotta tell you, I think I prefer the people from Jersey over like New Yorkers. I think I'm on that side of it because I have not had good run-ins with New Yorkers.
Yeah, pretentious and like just entitled. Yeah, like I think they're just eternally butthurt because Jersey has produced way more legends than New York. But New York's like the Mecca of the world and blah, blah, blah. And New Jersey's the armpit of America. But whatever.
Nah, dude, I assure you, I live in the armpit of America.
That sounds like John Cougar Mellencamp song, "The Armpit of America."
Yeah, someone can write it.
Well, thank God none of us are from Florida, right? I mean, we're from South Carolina, first in the war and last out. Like, whatever that means. Take it however you want.
And most people here would fight that war again today. In fact, they do. They reenact that on a regular basis. Imagine losing a war
in their hearts.
So let's relive our crushing defeat.
The only thing is that I'll sometimes go to bat for General Lee, like not for the slavery, but just because he was like one of the greatest generals, arguably of all time. But yeah, that's a history nerd thing.
Well, it's
And
like when he
inadvertently produced one of the coolest cars of all time. It's a damn shame that you can't show that.
Well, it's like when he surrendered, he showed up like in full
uniform,
and everything, and like the guys that he surrendered to were like in all of. He's like, oh, dude, he's a gentleman. Like he makes us look bad.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Revs at hell yeah, and cracked open a new one.
Yeah. No, that made me think of some story we were told about some. I'm in Texas, right? Some story we were told about. Texas history. One of the
are you in
Mexican
Norfolk?
presidents who was a general or something, right? It's not really a general, but he's it's like, they're defeated. So then he hides amongst his troops as he's like, give me your clothes, and switches into the, and then he basically gets snitched out or something, and he's like, no, I'm not the, not. No,
he's a reverse Spartacus.
I'm not Spartacus. I'm not with these guys.
I'm glad you're here because people don't understand, like in the North usually, that Texas is not the South. Texas is Texas.
Yeah, it's weird. Like in no other state do you have Six Flags over Texas.
Yeah,
you might have a Six Flags, but it has no meaning. At some point there were Six Flags over Texas. Wow. It was, and they've said you can split Texas into 5 different states if you wanted to, really. And
only the Rippaverse can do that.
Well, they have in their world.
Man, more power to him.
I knew that's where that was going with his story, like just from knowing he was a libertarian and talk. Yeah. I don't know if he ever even talked about secession, but early on, I'm like, that is where this Rippaverse story is going for sure.
Yeah, well, Texas talks about secession. South Carolina did it.
Hey, I was deciding whether or not to put on my shirt that says most likely to secede.
It's just South Carolina. It's a logo.
Well, it's a Texas flag.
Man, that's a.
But hey, you do you.
Stuff. I'm good. I'm gonna get called every name on Twitter anyway. It's fine, whatever. So going back to this, because we're really terrible at shilling. We're really bad at it.
We just enjoy talking to our friends.
No, you guys are doing great.
Well, going back to Twitter, when I read your post,
I'm sorry.
I read it in your voice. Like
I'm really sorry.
So I'm like, no, he's not being harsh, or anything. I'm like, he's being himself.
I did.
Yeah, dude, that's true. Your demeanor does not match the intensity of your tweets. I'll tell you that. When you start talking before, I was like, wait, this is the same Dan on Twitter? I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah. Come on, Dan. Harden up.
He texted me yesterday. He's like, man, you okay with everything I just blew on Twitter? I'm like, man, I ain't your daddy or your mama. Like, say whatever you want to say, dude. I ain't your mom.
I think like text, you just lose stuff, man. Like I think you just lose like nuance. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Especially I guess when you're insulting someone.
Definitely. But back to the shilling.
Back to the shilling. Blood plays a really crucial part in this, and like this one, Kolga 2 takes a stark turn from Kolga 1. Kolga 1, I tried to write it. I basically framed it after Jeff Smith's Bone. I've thought about that a lot. That nice balance of almost Disney-esque humor with the serious, and we got maybe one feedback on that when someone was like, and I understand it to a degree, where someone was like, why, something I think they didn't understand what June was saying is like the term wicked or something like that. And like, well, part of volume 1 is kind of meta, kind of humor like that, where it's in and out of our world. 2 and on, we're going straight like anime tragic like arc. Like it gets it gets way more serious. Like Stu will still have his jokes and his humor, but the more you learn about Stu and basically the worse he is. Like you realize that he's basically a horror artifact. And
he is an eldritch horror.
Yeah, he is an eldritch horror. And horror. That's that
horror.
That accent horror. But and some of this sounds maybe not pretentious, but whatever. But Kolga is like a character study. It's going to be 5 or 6 volumes, and you're watching an old woman who has her life back, throwing herself headfirst into the earliest and soonest brick wall she can find to try to end it. She is trying to destroy things that she didn't know existed, that are part of like evil that she did know existed, if that makes sense. She's a person who reached the end of her life and realized, did I waste my life? Did I do horrible things? And there's still worse things out there, and I need to do something about it.
And that's one of the things I love about her, and especially in volume 2 and going forward, she points out all this evil and manipulation and stuff that the witches have done, that God does. And at the same time, she talks about how evil that is, how much she hates that, how many people she wants to destroy and stop from being that way. But then she is all of those things herself. Like everything she hates and points out in others are things that she does. Now, she may think she's doing it to protect June or whoever, but she does the same things. So that dichotomy, and that even kind of, she's almost oblivious of her own self-deception here. Like that she hates these things, but she is these things.
Yeah.
And guys, I love how much you guys like just clearly love these characters, and like it's like back and like it's almost like you guys like match each other in like the I don't want to say intensity, but just the knowledge of the character, which of course makes sense since you guys created them. But I've watched a lot of streams with people talking about their characters, and not many go this hard. And the 2 guys involved go that hard. Really impressive.
Well, you know, we
like Josh's favorite pornography.
That one took a second. That one took a second. God. No, like Dan does all the scripting. Dan is the writer, but we create all of the story and all this stuff together. We bounce this stuff off of each other all day, every day for 10 years now. And, you know, it's every bit as much his story and my story. These characters are ours. We do love these characters, and you know, the last thing we want is a cardboard cutout, flat, meaningless character that's one note and that's just a stereotype. Like we want, even though like you could look at Kolga, and we even had some people initially say, "Oh, she's kind of a Mary Sue," but she's definitely not. I mean, like all the abilities she has, the fighting that she has, you know, her knowledge, everything that she had, her knowledge, it all came at great cost. Like when you read volume 1, you realize she fought and died 100 lives before she got out of that man. Like, of course she can fight. She's been killed hundreds of times before she finally survived and got out of that situation. So she earned every bit of her knowledge, and so cool. She's done
and it's still greatly outclassed.
Yeah, you know, and you know, volume 2 begins with her experimenting on the things that she's kind of learned about herself in volume 1. So like volume 1, you know, that final fight, she goes through it. Like she loses a lot of she loses her arms, her legs, and all this stuff. Like she's barely functional at the end for a while. And so in volume 2, when we open up, we see that she's been spending maybe weeks, maybe months experimenting on herself. She just cuts her arms off and studies them. She pulls her eyes out and studies them and how fast do they grow back. Like she's mutilating herself to strengthen herself and understand herself better. And there's something really dark in that.
Yeah.
That's so wicked. One more quick question. So is this format size going to be the same as volume 1?
Yep.
Nice. Because I'm, as you guys have been talking, I keep looking over at the cover and looking down at like this cover, and I'm like, I need these. It's such cool companion pieces.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fit. We may eventually, when the whole thing is done, I'm sure we'll probably release a omnibus that's full, like a larger size.
Hardback.
Yeah, but that's a ways off.
And like I said, to get to the other kind of cool stuff, we've never done, like when we do Apollyon, we always do the Apocrypha stuff. We always have extra writings. I have been working on the BIOPHILE Codex for a while now, probably like 2 years off and on, maybe 3, and music albums to go with it. And the first one is BIOPHILE Marcus, and that codex is pretty close to being done. It'll be done, of course, before the campaign ends. We finish everything before then. It just needs to be like edited. It's going to be over 100 pages, so it's going to be basically a novella with Kolga, back when she used to call herself Kolga the Collector, and she has collected all this information, pieces of everybody's opinions of the initiative, the BIOPHILE initiative, and she's centered it around each of the leaders of it. And the first one is Marcus the Blood Usher. So she gives his history of it and some of the surrounding events of it and her interaction with him. And that'll be over 100 pages that will be launching with this, and people can get it. We're going to put it up on the site for free afterward, like we always do. But we always try to sell these things like for like $1 or $2 as digital PDFs, because I mean, like I said, we have a punk aesthetic, this idea. We want people to just go be able to read things, to put it up for life. But I hate reading things on a web page, and I like having the PDF. So we'll sell it for like $1. It's digital. It costs us nothing. And eventually we'd like to get all of those compiled into like a big companion piece compendium that'll probably be like 600 pages or so of just a book. And what else are you supposed to do, man? Like you can, and I'm not trying to rant, but you know what? It's my stream right now. So to clarify the events of this week, money is nice, guys. We live in a society where you need it.
We live in a society, Jerry.
We live in a society. Art is better. Like, if you're not willing to lose money for art, I don't think you're an artist. Like, I didn't say you had to. I said be willing to make your art and then sell it. Don't make something to sell to people that you compromise yourself on. Like, it's weak, man. Like, you only live once. Don't live it like crappily.
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't agree more. I'm gonna get like destroyed on my campaign in terms of shipping and whatnot. But I'm so happy to get these books in people's hands. That is the most important thing. That should be the obvious important thing, you know?
Well, and I try not to get involved in much on it. I don't talk a whole lot. I just share pictures, but like, I will say that responses to that whole conversation was just to explain that, like, it isn't that we don't care about profit. It's just that it's way further down the line in the hierarchy of the things we care about. Like, I care way more about connecting with people who the story resonates with them. I care about creating because it keeps me sane. It keeps, I care about the art, the act of creating something that I enjoy, and like all of that stuff matters first. Now, I'll make practical compromises, like even the size of the volumes, that digest size. We wanted to do something because it is manga size, but it was also compromised because it's cheaper to print.
We didn't want to charge $25.
Yeah, we wanted to keep prices down for people, so we compromised with that. But I'm not going to compromise and do something that I'm ashamed of, or put something out that I don't feel proud of to make more money. That's where I'm not going to go. So
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And with my campaign, like I have the book, that's like the main thing, obviously. Then I came up with an idea of an art book, which is pinups, which is like, hot chicks.
Yeah.
And there were points where I was like, should I just like crowdfund the art book and really TNA it up and like put it on Kickstarter and boob it up? And I just can't bring myself to just do that. So I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll have it as an add-on to the book that is, of course, means the most to me. Like, I'm very much about the story of my characters. I also appreciate and understand that people like TNA. That's cool. So I'll offer that, but like more to the side. Yeah.
Well, there's also like use the term pinup, and like that's what like I really liked about your art, and that's one reason I wanted to talk with you is like I go off, I make fun of a lot of people on Twitter with like what I call like slop. But I mean, but that doesn't have to be like nudity. It's like if you make slop like narratives, I don't like it. What I found with Michael's stuff is like, man, like this. First of all, this dude is punk rock. Like you look at your work and like, okay, this dude has a vision, knows what he wants to do, and understands like what pinup is.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, that's cool. What I don't dig is when someone's like, you can just, I don't know, this sounds like cruel, or it's like you can just tell when something sucks. Like you can tell when something is pandering.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like name names, but I follow some of these conversations, and I saw one of the covers that was very exaggerated and clearly designed to titillate, of course. And like, there's just a line where I feel like, and this is the thing, I've spent so much time trying to walk this line where you make something attractive, you make these females attractive, but are you diminishing or overlooking story, or like you don't want to overshadow story and characters. And that's the thing when it comes to money. Like, any decent artist can whip up TNA and I guess sell it, but how, like, it's cheap, and how fulfilling is that? And you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's momentarily fulfilling.
Yeah.
Well, and, like I think music is a big part of this. Like, Michael, you're a musician. Like, Rev, you named yourself after a song. Like, there's something about music that everyone, like, you can recognize, and it's really weird that we can do this. You can recognize that idea, like that fakeness with music pretty easily, probably because it's like a primal art form, and people have no problem talking about it. I mean, people still use the term poser in like music, and like rightfully so. But it's like you don't get to use that in any other art form. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't want to attack people. You don't want to be mean. It's just like, but you also don't want to lie. And it's like, you can tell when, like, I mean, I've been in the music scene. Josh has been in like locals. Like, when like someone's putting on something, like, when someone's a poser. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think that that's cool in any art form. I think it makes the world worse.
Oh, dude. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so I really feel like I've felt this encroaching acceptance of, whether you want to call it like douchebaggery combined with this, like, just all about profit, like no shame. That's the thing. Shame has just been like diminished, where like I always talk about with friends, I call it like douchebags get a pass. Like, if you look back to the 90s, like Vanilla Ice. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah.
But he was like, ran out of town. Collectively, society, whoever, they were like, no, you got to go. Like, no, like that stopped happening at some point, where it was just like, oh, you're just a cheesy shill who's just wants to make money. Oh, we're all about it. And like, you just look at culture and youth culture. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse, to where now, like, as you guys know, I'm nice on Twitter. I don't like fighting. So sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like, I'll just listen to some, shill just push their crap art or crap comic just for the money. And you're just supposed to sit there and be like, oh yeah, cool. Like, you made like $5 million. Like, and it's like, and I'm really trying not to single out anybody. I use 5 million.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah.
I don't know about these other guys, but
No, I understand. And see, my thing is, I've always understood that you can appreciate beauty, even nudity. Like, Dan, you have your box set VHS thing of Evangelion.
Oh, and Ava uses sexuality subtly and not subtly, but it does it masterfully.
Yeah, and thank you, SF Gaming. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
And Kevin's in there. Hey, Kevin. But yeah, there's a difference between acknowledging that there's beauty, like Helen of Troy, that wars are fought over, or there's the whore that's down the street that's got her tits out. Like, and I care about my characters. You're never going to see Kolga like, oh, my top popped open. That's not how I'm going to treat my lady. It's just not happening. That's not who she is.
And there's a place for that in like humor, or again, like a punk aesthetic. There's a way to do these things. You can do almost anything if you do it well. Like, I know I follow someone on Twitter, and like, she's an artist. I think her name's Laura. But she's making a comic called "Sex the Book," and and it looks great. And it's like the whole point is that it's a refutation of this kind of like selling crap, and an acceptance of how you can do it. And like, I think that's brilliant. Like, that's great. Like,
she's a great example. Yeah, like a nice girl, like clearly has this vision, and you just pick up right away like what's going on, and it's not this like cheap attempt at just getting quick cash. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about back in the days when they would have the women drawn on the side of, or painted on the side of the bombers and stuff.
That's what Michael's art reminds me of. This like kind of classic pinup thing.
It's that this is a beauty that's worth fighting for. In fact, she's like our albatross. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Enjoying and celebrating that. There's a difference between that and the low hanging titties, the low hanging fruit.
Yeah, you see them out there. Like, again, like it's funny. Like, especially being on a stream, I'm trying to like block out specific people because everyone, I feel like how can I put this? Like, we all know the people that get a lot of attention and hate and fighting with each other and all that stuff. I feel like each one of them, I try to give the benefit of the doubt, and like, I don't know all the details of what they're doing. I don't want to be presumptuous, right? So I try to think like, okay, even though it seems like this on the surface, maybe they mean well, right? So I try not to think of anyone specifically when I'm trying to give examples, but we kind of see who like really believes in art, believes in artistic visions, and who is just trying to make money. But I think the problem is that some people that are pretty open or honest about that. So like, you can't really hate on them, right? If they're being honest about it.
Sure you can. That's sure I can.
Oh well, no,
I'll play it, man. I'm just picking. Like, I understand where you're coming from, and I agree with you. Just like my thing is to be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. That's another part of it. It's like, if you're being upfront about it, well, there's not much to argue, right? Again, man, there's certain people I mentioned on Twitter, I'm really not too familiar with some of these people. So again, you can kind of use them as a cipher. Like, if they're claiming to really care about story and their characters, but all they're pushing is TNA, they deserve scrutiny, right?
It doesn't add up. And again, I don't care if that's who you are. Just own it. Yeah, it's okay. Just be to thyself, be true.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that? Was that guy in Hamlet? Forgot his name. Which one was it?
I don't know.
That is from Hamlet.
Right?
Yeah. To thine own self be true.
Yeah, it wasn't Hamlet, but it was in Hamlet. And I forgot who it was.
It was the Lion King.
Because I remember they made that a thing in the movie Clueless. One of my favorite movies of all time was where the college girl didn't know that it wasn't Hamlet that said it, but the main girl did.
What was Clueless based? It was like, was that on Emma or like it was on based on some story like that, right?
I think that's a Shakespearean play as well. I don't know if it. I forget which one. It's not Taming of the Shrew. That's 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh
It was also pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Emma. You're right.
Watched that the other day.
Good call, man. It's
Emma?
Jane Austen's Emma.
That's right. Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
Look at
Pretty
this.
cool.
Michael like looks better than everybody else and is like more educated than most people on Twitter. Like
you
more
are
cultured.
You're smoking something better than I have, sir.
It's whatever stops the nightmares. My self-destruct, I really appreciated you in the chat with was it Brody and JoJo and I? Was it a week or two ago?
Something like that. 2 weeks ago?
He's like, I commented on
no, it was with Nick. We were discussing demons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you brought up a lot of great points, and I don't want to like turn that into a tangent. I just wanted to address that like while you were here. Like you gave me a lot to think about, especially with the Yanaki and stuff. And I know Josh wanted to be there, but he has like responsibilities like an adult.
Yeah. No, I had meant to come in with something so how about that octahedron tessellation or something?
Yeah, the thing was great, man. That's a good guy to know. If you guys don't know him, I think he goes by Stranger Pages or Strange Pages.
Oh.
Let me see.
I found him on
Strange
Lucid,
Pages.
On Lucid.
Yeah,
thing.
Lucid.
They had a collaborate. I just learned what a collaboration is on YouTube, where you stream with somebody, you send them collaboration link, and then it where it says who's streaming, right? It's the usual username, right? It says whatever. Then you click on that. If you're not subscribed to both people, you can click on that and subscribe to both of them at the same time.
Ah,
I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Does it stream to both channels at the same time?
I think you can do. I don't know. I just discovered that the other day, but it's like because it was Strange Pages on with Lucid. What's the guy's name? I forget, but
Strange
Julian?
Pages is his name. Nick.
Julius?
Yeah,
Nick.
Julius.
Yeah, Nick Patches.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Yeah,
he is, man. I've had him on twice now, and I'm gonna have him on again.
Oh.
He's a super smart guy, super fun guy, and but that's like what we're trying to build as we can, as like community of like people that like art, like talking about art, and like doing kind of cool stuff, and just not focusing on crap. Hopefully, Josh, is this a good time to shill your drawing? You're muted. You muted, Josh. You muted yourself.
He's tessellating.
There we go. Sorry.
There you go. Tessellation.
So,
Tessellation.
I know that our plan was to have the Kickstarter link up and running. It's not there. So we'll figure out logistics of everybody that wants to sign up early. I definitely am we're going to give away for anybody who signs up early for any tier of the campaign.
Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up. Take that one to heart.
So you're talking about the sign up page?
Yeah, once we get that up,
but
we wanted to give people things.
Yeah, we'll retroactive. We'll keep up with everybody who signs up early.
A lot of people asked for this, they wanted a print of this viral illustration that Josh did. So we were going to make this a free gift. Like if you sign up and then back, if you sign up early and then back, you get this for free.
Yeah,
this is the best version of this, hands down, that anyone has done. Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. It blew up. Like this one hit like I don't know, it was 450,000 views. Like it went crazy. It fast. Like my phone was just
dude, unsurprising.
Constantly going off. So
good.
a lot of people enjoyed it, and since it's a character that's not it's a property thing. I'm not going to sell these, but we are going to give away prints of this to everybody who signs up early. We've also got, I know you can't really see it, I'm working on some sketch cards here, and I can put up pictures of those later. We'll make these sketch cards available to people as sign up perks. I'm going to go ahead and say this now, even though it's very early in the process. Some of you have already seen, we're working on some Kolga figures. They're 3D printed, and we're hand painting 3D printed. We haven't quite got it exactly the way we want it yet, but it's pretty close, man. Like it's just awesome to even have something like this to kind of have even just to imagine. We're working on some Kolga figures that may potentially be a possible thing to sign up and add as a tier. I'd love to do some sort of giveaway tonight. Maybe we could just gather up everybody that's been in the chat tonight and pull a name out of the hat and send them one of those Batman prints and sketch card tonight.
That'll work. And then when Kickstarter gets the pre-launch page up, we're going to be on all kinds of channels. Like the stipulation will just be like, if you sign up to follow it or whatever, and then you back, well, we've got the names of who signed up. We got the names of who backs. We'll look through it. If it's a headache for me, I don't care. And if you signed up early and you back something, get it for free. I'd like to give some more mini posters away as well. If I can find the one from the last campaign, but here, I'll pull up the art if you want to fill in time. Give me a second, Josh.
So we've always been like, we've always loved doing that. Like when the first volume of Apollyon came out and the second volume, we've loved, like, we threw the stickers in there for people. We love to throw an extra little print in, just anything we can do to just make people feel like we love them and we appreciate them and we're giving them more for their money. Like, it means a lot to us that you take a journey with us. So, we're going to do this no matter what, but like it allows us to do it when people purchase and back it. So, the support there you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
the one I was gonna. That's one of the one I was gonna pull up actually.
Nice.
Yeah,
and I think we may even do some of the more recent art that's popped up, like the one that's at the end of the trailer where she's got blood coming down her face and all. We may print that, but yeah, we'll continue to print things like this. Just little things that we can give to people to say, hey, we appreciate you. We'll definitely pull a few names from the chat tonight, and from the people who in those early weeks that sign up, we'll pull some names of people that'll get some extra goodies. Who knows? Give me just a second. See if I can figure out what happened to it.
Oh God, Josh.
We might eventually, somebody might get a free Kolga, 3D printed Kolga.
We're really working on two things: either getting Josh to hand paint it like in a style we would really like, or getting 3D print the colors themselves. You don't want to put out something you don't believe in.
Yeah. We're still trying to dial it in to exactly what we want it to look like, but
maybe a variant of this one. Like, I don't know if we'll do the kill your thoughts or not. I might just leave it blank, but a poster like that, because Josh just has some like so much art, like so much cool stuff that you want to give people stuff. I don't know how to explain that. Like, you want people to have cool stuff. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you did a poster of this or a mini poster or anything, I would say it has to have kill your thoughts, or just like, kind of a large sticker or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
so somebody can just like stick that onto awful club bathroom mirror.
There you go. Well, and we may do stickers again, some form of kill your thought sticker.
Yeah, that's a key phrase in the biophile universe you'll learn about in the Codex and later in some of the volumes too. I think in volume 3 she explains that. It's literally a thought terminating phrase that they implemented into the O so that people could free themselves from God's control. And that mantra, kill your thoughts, is that's basically how they freed people from God's control and hypnotized people, because everything in the O they learned, like she realizes this, that everything is just power. And that's a harsh truth. Like I'm going to nerd out, but it's like, that's the horrible, terrible postmodern philosophy of the world. Like if you take out God, like the actual God, there's nothing but power. And so that's the world that she actually lives in that has been made manifest through O. So yeah, I appreciate that feedback, Rev. But maybe I'll just keep it as this one as the Kill Your Thoughts version, and then print that as a poster.
A touch on what Reverend said about a bar. If I went to a punk/goth club and was taking a piss, and this was on like stuck to the bathroom mirror, I'd be like, "What the hell is that?"
You've had like 6 beers and you really got to piss, so you're just taking a long piss, and you throw your arm up against the wall, and then you look at what your hand is right above, and it's like, kill your thoughts, kill your thoughts. Kill your
like,
thoughts.
And then you remember that she left that morning, and the dog is still.
He's
you were getting so serious.
He's killing all the thoughts.
All I have are negative thoughts. THOTS.
Yeah. I was about to spell it out. Like, well, that'll be the next one. It was like that's the meme one. No.
Oh man,
you were going down.
And if you sign up today, you can win the meme version.
Well, like, I don't know, like it's I don't know. I'm not going to repeat myself too much, but you just want people to have stuff, man. I don't know what to say. Like, you love people, like you don't love every person the way you should all the time, but you do love the idea, and you won't have to put it in like some new age way. Like, you want light in the world.
Yeah.
Even if you have to cuss out people on Twitter sometimes.
Well, it's let me try to think of a quote. It's like, putting out my light won't make yours any brighter, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well,
maybe don't kill all the thoughts.
Yeah, before we do try and kind of wrap things up, and again, we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. It's been a blast. Everybody in the chat that's had something to say, that's awesome. We appreciate that. Does anybody have like any question, like a lore type question of something that you just want us to answer about the world before we go? Like whether it's in the chat or in the open conversation here. What's just something that you'd love to have more like information on?
Well, one thing I was thinking when you were speaking earlier, because you mentioned how you have the end mapped out, or you have like this.
Oh yeah.
So, of course, it's thankfully not going to be for a while. You guys have a lot of books planned.
Right.
So when you do eventually get to that point, is any of this going to carry over to another project, or are you going to completely just, that's it, like on to something else, total different universe characters? Or
so
we'll be doing this the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever reach the point where we stop with Godfrey Universe. We will definitely, like, as Apollyon will probably finish before Kolga. Yeah. When Apollyon's done, we'll still be working on Kolga, but we'll also start going back and filling in, like, he's probably going to put up the timeline.
Yep.
Eventually, we're going to do the War of Angels off of the timeline, which is right after Apollyon. There's a story called the Crimson City Crusader that we're eventually going to do. We're going to do some. We're planning to do some scripted, like full cast audio drama, like radio shows set in the BioPhile Initiative.
Nice.
When Kolga ends, we'll have June, a series called Reign of June that picks up with her character. We also have the BioPhile Kolga game, which is hopefully maybe a year away, Dan.
I think it's a year away from being alpha done, and then I'm going to test it. I would say a year and a half, like just to give myself freedom. It's 12 dungeons. It's like an old school dungeon crawler, kind of, and 9 of them are done.
And when we do cons and signings and things, we always have computers set up with the controllers and people can play the game. And we'll have people sit there and play that game for 30, 40 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys,
because it's hard, and it's a hard game. It is beatable, but it's like you have to lose a few times before you figure it out. And then it's like, oh, okay, and then you think you got it, and then you die again. It's that kind of game.
So this just reminded me of something I wanted to ask about earlier. So you guys are planning on releasing the albums you mentioned as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I got them written. I've got to record them. Like I've recorded some albums. Like I can like link to them. But
hell yeah,
like I did a solo. I did a solo one
demoed
2 years ago. Yeah, Marcus is demoed. It's just all my equipment is at my drummer's house, and right now he has a job where he works over the weekend, and I don't, and I don't work weekends, and I have 2 kids, so we haven't been able to get into the same room a good bit. But if I can get them demoed like properly with my guitar track, I can send them to him, and then he can record them. So it's definitely possible, and I think in a year or 2 we could have it done easily.
Dude, you guys are living my dream, like the comic, the video game, the music, and the coolest thing. Since obviously I've been listening to you guys elaborate on it, and again, I'm not singling anyone else out in the space, but you'll hear people talk about, oh, it's a multimedia thing. So we want to have a show, and we want this, and we want that. And it's like, you can tell they're thinking of that stuff before the actual like core, whether it's characters or universe. So you guys clearly are going about it the right way, and it's so cool. Envious.
Yeah, this is some of the game.
Yep, this is one of the levels. And of course, like it'll look different. I'm gonna redesign some of the stuff and all that stuff, but all the mechanics are there. And it's a bullet hell puzzle. Like how it works is that you have 2 buttons. You have one that shoots stew, like the flame, and you have one that you hold down and it lets you see how Stu sees things, and that's why the screen is going purple. And so it's an on-off switch. It changes how the room interacts. So for each I'm sorry.
That is so rad.
Like this, if I can get to the beginning. Oh, maybe I'll just come down here. Like here, like the way you get past that is she approaches this, holds down the eye, and see how the shooting pattern switches on the orb and lets it go. So,
dude, I had no idea it would look that cool and elaborate. Wow.
Yeah, and like, of course, like
it's still a ways off, but like
it'll look better.
Yeah, the main thing we're gonna do is go in and kind of redesign the sprites to be more a better, a representation of the game. But it acts as a prequel to BIOPHILE KOLGA. This is her time in the Acolyte's mansion. This is like all those lives that she lived over and over again, and dying and living and dying and living is the game.
Dude,
so
this is like inspiring.
So all the deaths in the game are basically canon.
Yeah, and, so it's really exciting, man. And like, I know that we've had people say, "Oh, it's kind of pretentious to call it a universe." I'm like, I mean, not really. Like it is. We got thousands of years of eras that we have planned out. As soon as the novels come out, like when the first novel comes out next year, probably that's 3 different eras separated by thousands of years that are running concurrently. And like, I know we're not Tolkien, and we're not saying that we are Tolkien, but we do have some really deep lore. We got this huge codex coming out with Volume 2 of Kolga. It's nothing but lore. Like, I mean, like we're not trying to be pretentious or jerks. We're just saying like we spent a decade on this. Like it's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, this is a cool boss. Let me see. How do can I make this big? Because I'm actually pretty proud of this. Maybe
As
I
much as I love bullet hell Danmaku type stuff, I also hate it too. You know, it's just
It's
you have to be in the right zone. You know.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't play the
Yeah.
game. I'm not good at the game, but
He's like,
I love
"Go
watching him
first."
play it.
You know?
Well, like this, I was pretty proud of this boss. Like this felt like a '90s kind of SNES boss. Like it starts at the top, he starts coming at you, shooting, and then you have to navigate the world behind you, and see like that's how it shoots. And you hold down the button, and the shooting pattern switches. So you're having to do like two different sides of your brain at the same time. So it feels like when you lose, it's your fault. Like that's what I wanted.
And that's necessary. That's awesome.
But yeah, we just like I said, we're not good at shilling, so we like usually don't. I don't know. I don't like the spotlight being on me this much, but like, yeah, we're working on a lot, and we really just
Dude,
want
that's
to.
the thing. Like
Yeah.
I've been obviously familiar with you guys for quite a bit now, and I know you mentioned the game, but I didn't know it was that far along, and like that, like, yeah, I mean, if you're saying it's going to be even more polished, like,
Yep.
that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
exciting.
Because I'm gonna go in and make sprite pages for Kolga, Stu, the different bosses will
Beast,
probably
yeah.
have like become beasts that are specific designs. But like that's stuff that can be done after the game itself is fully programmed and ready to go, and we've tested it, and
Yeah,
we
you
know
need
that
the
it's-
engine.
yeah.
And like, and we can talk this through, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm writing not a novel, like a comic right now that's also in the world. It's near the Black Star era called The Jonks and the Moog. And it's kind of like this kind of like Bruce Springsteen pop punk Born to Run type story. It's like it's going to be the Jonks is a basically she's a type of witch that's lower on the scale that has like a kind of music magic like bells that are on her, and she's sold off by the stronger witches to make a pact with like some of these warlords. And out of nowhere, like the caravan is going, and out of nowhere, this thing called a Moog, which is like a guy that's been in a shadow his whole life, and he's huge, and he wears like the weapons of whoever he's defeated, like on his back. He melds them with his shadow, so they look like giant spikes. Before I wrote this before Absolute Batman came out, because they both come from Spawn. But anyway,
but that does sound pretty damn crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, and their whole thing is like they don't they do that until they lose, and then they kill themselves. Like their whole thing is that they want to be strongest, and that idea is that runs through the entire Black Star era, and there's a whole magic thing for that. But anyway, like they want to be the strongest. So he interrupts that caravan. He's looking for strength and he's looking for a challenge. He just massacres everyone, and she steps out, and he's kind of smitten, and you don't know if it's because she's using manipulative magic on him or not. But it'd be a short book, and like that it cultivates, and like now they've pissed off warlords and witches, and so they're both coming at it, and it ends in like a sweet romance. And it's going to be that they're telling that story of how they met to their children. But I would like them. I'm saying a lot, but like I actually think like Michael, I either want you to do like maybe like a cover for it or something, because I think your art style would actually look really good with it. Or at least like something we could put in the back, and of course you would get like part of it if it saw a percent of everything. We always pay people, but like. I actually thinking about it now, talking with you, I actually think your art style would look pretty cool with part of it.
Well, we've we've got some stories that we've put together that would be like for children that are set in world. We got a couple of different stories set in world for kids. I'm trying to. You got a story called Armor of God that we thought would be dope.
Man, yeah,
it's like these giant. They're almost like giant. Insectoid mech suits.
Yeah. This guy, this soldier, this would be like after the first War of Angels. He awakens, and he's kind of fallen into like this old temple, and he finds where he actually finds like an angel husk, which is where this thing, this being that was made by God shedded, and it bonds with him, and like it kind of like lives inside of him, and he can't control it, but it's kind of like he hulks out, and it looks like basically like a big Heraclaw, like a Hercules beetle kind of thing. and it was going to be called Armor of God, and I thought that was kind of cool to do.
No, it's so rad. I wanted to ask you, the guy you mentioned in the witch story, what was his name again?
The Moog.
The Moog, yeah.
Moog?
Yeah, Moog, Moog.
Any inspiration from the synthesizer, or is that just coincidence?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, there was a
need to change that title
that came out in the 60s that a lot of bands use, and then it came back.
Oh, like okay, yeah, like a Moog synthesizer. Okay, I got you. Why did I think that was a Moog? Let me pull it up.
That's just funny.
Holy
That's
crap,
a
you're right. I'm a guitar player. I didn't know this.
That's why I just assumed. I was like, okay, cool. I love that it was coincidental.
Michael's like, it's not cool anymore.
no, dude, in a way, it's cooler.
Oh, yeah, it is. There it is.
Yeah. How did I know that, but not know that?
Subconscious, man.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what makes it cool.
I picked the name Moog because I wanted to sound like an Italian kind of like insult, like he's a Moog. That's cool. Yeah, but that will be I think I can make it less than 48 pages, like 4 chapters, but small chapters, like 10 pages each, and it'd be a cool kind of story. But yeah, I think it would kind of have that, like, it'd be as like a sci-fi fantasy, but have that kind of like a Rebel Without a Cause type feel.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that kind of like old school Hollywood, like what is like Romeo and Juliet with attitude type thing.
Hell yeah.
Bat Out of Hell. That's what I'm thinking. Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. Like, if you could encapsulate like that song into like a comic, that's what I would like it to be.
I love that.
Well, Josh, anything else you want to add, man?
No, I think that's awesome. We've been able to show off the cover. We showed off the trailer. So I guess starting tomorrow, we'll start putting that stuff up on our socials, and as soon as that sign up campaign page is ready, we'll start sharing that. So we'll definitely be looking at everybody who signs up and backs to get y'all some extra stuff, because we appreciate the people that are willing to take a chance on us. This has been great. We need to get like a round table more often.
I know.
Yeah.
Way more interesting than just us.
Well, yeah, I like the stream of consciousness type things where you just spitball off of somebody else's ideas.
It's a lot of fun. It really is. And I think that's something that we're missing a lot of, is that just getting in a room, even if it's a chat room, and just talking with each other. It's how you make each other better. That's how you find out whether sucks or not.
He said it too.
Jinx.
He's going to change his name to Reverend Destruct all of you, everyone else. It's not just myself I'm destructing, it's everybody. Well, guys, I appreciate it, man. Rev, Michael, thanks so much for coming on, guys. Like, I just couldn't think of always. Like I said, I was like, man, I got to start with like these guys. Like whoever else comes on, that's wonderful. But I got to start with these guys.
Dude, I so appreciate it. This was so much fun. I've been blessed. Like every stream I've been on, it's been so fun. But this one, I've been so grateful to listen to you guys. Like instead of being on the spot and having to talk.
Yeah,
so
dude.
yeah, extra fun.
Well, we'll try to have you on when pretty soon, just to show and talk about your stuff too. Yep. Like we want to give you a chance to do that as well. So I'm sure we'll make an opportunity to do that as well as soon as possible.
I'm glad we got a backer
tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. That's how. Awesome. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. If anyone's not following Cole King, go for it. He's actually developing his own story called Galahad that looks really awesome. He's
yeah, I'm ready for Galahad.
We've had discussions with him back and forth. He's a smart guy. He knows his comics and he knows more than that. Like he's not just I don't know. Like both of you also have like unveiled is like people are way more into anything other than just comics.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's what kind of got us down for a while. It's like, yeah, I can only talk about Spider-Man so much. Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, art is art. They're you know, they're all equal, every medium. I really see no distinction.
I agree. Well, this has been great, guys. I appreciate it. We're right at 2 hours. I think that's a good time to cap it off.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on. All I got to say is love and peace. Gnarly. First time, good time.
Dude, nice meeting you, man. It was fun.
Good stuff, guys.
Cheers.
Have
guys.
a good night, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good night.